Hi everybody, welcome back to my kitchen. Today is nice and sunny, so I decided to bake my favorite cinnamon rolls. Start with 2 cups of warm water, and then we will add 3 tablespoons of yeast into the warm water. After the yeast, we'll add a quarter of a cup of white sugar. So this white sugar will help the yeast to activate. It will help it to bubble. So see, it's bubbling, and then we will measure a quarter of a cup of oil. So mix all this mixture. So while mixing it, we'll work on the dry ingredients. So we need 5 cups of flour. So measure 5 cups of flour into this bowl, and then we'll add 2 tablespoons of baking powder, and then a teaspoon of table salt, and then we'll mix dry ingredients very well. After mixing it, we will incorporate this into the liquid ingredients. So we'll mix it for 10 minutes. Let the machine mix it for 10 minutes. So after mixing and kneading for 10 minutes, you can grab it and we'll set it on the counter for proofing. But before we proof, we have to brush a little bit of butter on top to avoid it from drying out. So we'll rub butter on top, and then we will just cover it with a kitchen towel for 1 hour. So after 1 hour, I'm working on it now. So I started flattening it with this rolling pin. So we'll just flat it and make I think half a centimeter thick. It's not very thick, it's not very thin, but it will just right thickness. So we will just brush butter on top of this flattened dough. You can use a lot of butter if you want your cinnamon bun to be like buttery or moist. You can use a lot of butter, and then we will spread a cup of brown sugars and putting 4/4 of a cup of sugars. It will be 1 cup, and then we will just spread it evenly. So let's make sure that we spread the brown sugar very well, and then after spreading it, we will sprinkle this with cinnamon powder. So cinnamon powder is it's up to you how much cinnamon powder do you want on your cinnamon bun. If you want a very strong flavor of cinnamon, you can use a lot of cinnamon powder, but if you want just mild, you can just use a medium amount of cinnamon. And I'm just finishing my bottle of cinnamon here, so just empty this bottle. And also you can use raisin. If you're a raisin lover, you can put raisin on your cinnamon bun, or if you want nuts, you can put almond nuts, walnuts, or pecans. It's up to you if you want some stuff in your cinnamon bun. And then after sprinkling raisin, we can roll it or tuck it. You can tuck it in and roll it, and then just do it, rolling it and tuck it in. After rolling it, we will cut this dough into 1.5 inches. Like, yeah, 1.5 inches will do. and then we will just cut them all, and we will line it into this baking pan, arrange it. So maybe one baking pan will hold 9 cinnamon rolls. I just arrange it, and then make sure to put a liner on your baking pan so that it will avoid the sugar to be sticking in your pan. You can use parchment paper or wax paper. You just sit that for half an hour before baking. So after half an hour, we'll bake it into the oven for 15 minutes. So bake for 15 minutes. So after 15 minutes of baking, the cinnamon is ready. So this is my freshly baked cinnamon from the oven. Thank you very much for joining me for this recipe, and bye!